In September 2018, aboard the exploration vessel Nautilus, scientists exploring Papua Moraine National Monument witnessed something that made them collectively gasp. At 4,600 feet below the Pacific surface, their remotely operated vehicles, lights fell upon what looked like a balloon floating in the abyss, a pulsating orb with a whip-like tail. As they watched in stunned silence, the creature twisted and contorted, its body rippling like fabric caught in an invisible current. Is it engorged, or is it like that? One researcher whispered. Then, in an instant, the balloon deflated, transforming into a sleek, serpentine form that vanished into the darkness. They had just witnessed one of the ocean's most alien hunters, the Gulper Eel. This is a creature that evolution designed for a world where sunlight has never reached, where the pressure could crush a submarine, and where every meal might be your last. Known scientifically as Europharynx pelicanoids, the Gulper Eel exists in a realm so hostile that merely surviving there is a biological miracle. But survival isn't enough for this predator. It dominates. The Gulper Eel's evolutionary lineage traces back hundreds of millions of years to ancient seas, where bizarre experiments in body design determined which creatures would endure. Genetic analysis from the University of Tokyo revealed that Gulper eels share ancestry with other true eels in the order, Anguilliformes, but their DNA tells a story of radical transformation. Their mitochondrial genomes underwent massive reorganization, suggesting that somewhere in deep time, their ancestors faced extreme selective pressure. The environment demanded innovation, and the Gulper eel answered with a body plan unlike anything else in the ocean. While most eels evolved in shallower waters, adapting to coral reefs and coastal environments, the Gulper's ancestors descended into the abyss. They migrated downward into a world of perpetual midnight, trading sunlight for survival. The fossil record of eels dates back to the late Cretaceous period, roughly 100 million years ago, when dinosaurs still walked the earth. As mass extinction events wiped out countless species, early eels proved remarkably resilient. When the asteroid struck and killed the dinosaurs 66 million years ago, the deep ocean became a refuge. Down there, removed from the catastrophic surface conditions, creatures like the Gulper's ancestors endured. They survived not by strength or speed, but through adaptation to scarcity. The adult Gulper eel measures between 2 and 3 feet in length, though every inch of its body serves a purpose. Its skin is coal black, absorbing nearly all light, rendering it invisible in the depths. This isn't camouflage, it's erasure. The creature exists as a void, a negative space in the water column. Its head appears disproportionately large, dominated by a jaw that occupies roughly 1/4 of its entire body length. This mouth is the eel's defining feature, a loosely hinged apparatus, capable of expanding to terrifying dimensions through what scientists call a dual-mode biological morphing mechanism. First, the jaw unfolds geometrically, spreading horizontally like an umbrella opening. Then the stretchy skin inflates, creating a massive pouch reminiscent of a pelican's bill, hence its alternate name, the pelican eel. But the mouth holds a paradox. Despite its size, the Gulper possesses only tiny teeth, barely visible needle points, that line its jaws. These teeth aren't built for tearing flesh or crushing bone. Instead, they serve to grip, to prevent slippery prey from escaping once trapped inside that cavernous maw. The eel doesn't chase its victims down in high-speed pursuits. It lacks the fins, the swim bladder, the anatomical equipment for that kind of hunt. Instead, it drifts through the midnight zone like a living net, waiting for opportunity. The midnight zone begins at 3,000 feet and extends down to 13,000 feet. Here, the pressure reaches hundreds of times that at the surface, the temperature hovers just above freezing. No plants grow, no photosynthesis occurs. Food drifts down from above in a slow rain of organic debris, dead plankton, fecal matter, the occasional corpse of a larger creature. This is marine snow, the primary food source for much of the abyss. The Gulper eel, however, is a predator. It survives in this wasteland by being efficient, by using every adaptation it possesses to maximum effect. Its eyes are remarkably small, unlike other deep-sea creatures that evolved enormous eyes to capture every photon of bioluminescent light. The Gulper's eyes evolved to detect faint traces of illumination rather than form clear images. It doesn't need to see details, it needs to sense movement to detect the subtle glow of bioluminescent prey. And when its eyes fail, the eel has another tool. At the very tip of its whip-like tail sits a photophore, a light-producing organ that glows pink and occasionally flashes red. Scientists believe this acts as a lure, dangling in the darkness like a deep-sea fishing rod. Prey shrimp, small fish, squid are drawn to the light, moving closer and closer, until suddenly the Gulper lunges forward and its jaw yawns open, engulfing everything in a single, explosive gulp. When the eel feeds, it doesn't just swallow prey, it swallows entire volumes of water. Its expandable stomach stretches to accommodate the sudden influx, and over the next several minutes, water slowly filters out through its gill slits, leaving only the meal behind. Researchers have examined stomach contents and found crustaceans, small fish, squid, and other invertebrates, Whatever the eel can catch, the large mouth isn't just for big prey, it's insurance. In an environment where meals are unpredictable, the ability to eat anything, regardless of size, becomes a survival imperative. The 2018 Nautilus expedition marked a turning point in understanding these creatures. Before that, almost everything scientists knew about gulper eels came from specimens accidentally caught in fishing nets, their bodies mangled by the journey from crushing depths to surface pressure. Living observations were virtually non-existent. Thomas Origan from NOAA, one of the lead scientists aboard the Nautilus, described the moment as totally unexpected. They had been documenting deep-sea coral habitats when this strange balloon with a tail appeared. As the creature twisted and undulated, the scientists realized they were witnessing defensive behavior. The eel had inflated not to feed, but to intimidate. By making itself appear larger, it hoped to deter potential predators, lancetfish, and other deep-sea hunters that view gulper eels as prey. In October of the same year, another team near the Azores made the first direct observation of an actively hunting gulper eel. They watched it move aggressively through the water column, constantly searching, mouth opening and closing in rhythmic gulps. The eel didn't wait for prey to come to it. Despite its poor swimming ability, it actively patrolled its territory, maximizing its chances of encounter. These discoveries revealed something profound. The Gulper Eel's behavior is far more complex than scientists had imagined. Its mouth serves multiple functions: feeding apparatus, fishing net, defensive display. The inflation mechanism that shocked the Nautilus team wasn't a feeding response at all, but a sophisticated threat display. When faced with danger, the eel transforms itself from a sleek predator into something altogether more alien. Reproduction in gulper eels remains shrouded in mystery, but what little we know suggests sacrifice. As males reach sexual maturity, their bodies undergo dramatic changes. Their teeth degenerate and jaws weaken, making feeding difficult or impossible. Simultaneously, their olfactory organs are responsible for smell enlarge significantly. This transformation suggests that mature males stop eating entirely, devoting all remaining energy to finding females. They follow chemical traces through thousands of feet of dark water, guided by scent alone. Scientists believe that after mating, the adults die, their bodies drifting down to become part of the marine snow that sustains the ecosystem. It's a brutal life cycle, but effective. Each generation sacrifices itself to ensure the next. The larvae begin life as leptocephaly, transparent ribbons no bigger than a few millimeters, drifting in ocean currents and feeding on marine snow. They spend years in this stage, slowly growing, slowly descending, until finally they metamorphose into the hunting machines we recognize as adults. This extended larval period may explain how gulper eels populate oceans worldwide. Their young can drift on currents for thousands of miles before settling into adult life. The gulper eel forces us to reconsider what we think we know about predation, about survival, about the limits of biological possibility. It thrives in an environment that would kill most creatures within seconds, using adaptations so bizarre they seem almost fictional. That inflatable jaw, those tiny teeth, that glowing tail. Each feature is a solution to a problem we can barely comprehend, because we've never faced the challenges of the midnight zone. Yet mysteries remain. Why did males evolve to sacrifice their ability to feed? How do juveniles survive the vulnerable transition from larva to adult? What triggers the defensive inflation response? How long do these creatures live? We still don't have definitive answers. The gulper eel, despite our best efforts, continues to guard its secrets. What we do know is this: in over 30 years of deep-sea exploration, the Monterey Bay Aquarium Research Institute has seen gulper eels only 7 times. They're so rare, so elusive, that each sighting feels like a privilege. The ocean covers 70% of our planet's surface, and we've explored less than 5% of it. The gulper eel exists in that vast unknown, in the crushing darkness where most humans will never venture, reminding us that Earth still holds wonders we cannot imagine. As climate change warms surface waters and alters ocean currents, scientists worry about how deep-sea ecosystems will respond. The gulper eel has survived for hundreds of millions of years, enduring extinction events that wiped out countless species. But the changes happening now are occurring faster than anything in the geological record. Will these ancient survivors adapt once more, or have we finally created conditions even they cannot overcome? The next time you stand at the ocean's edge, remember that beneath the waves, beyond the reach of sunlight, there exists an entire world we've barely begun to understand. And in that world, the gulper eel drifts through eternal darkness, its jaw unfolding like some impossible flower, its tail glowing pink in the abyss, hunting for the next meal that might not come for days or weeks. It is alien and familiar, horrifying and beautiful. A reminder that evolution doesn't create monsters. It creates survivors. And in the deepest, darkest places on Earth, where pressure and cold and starvation would kill anything else, the gulper eel does more than survive. It endures, it hunts, it lives.